Hello, and how are we? Welcome to another edition of Up the Reds. So, we play Leicester tomorrow, which is great. I've got a ticket for that game. I will be going, so looking forward to that. So, what's been happening with Liverpool? Well, we've signed a player, Cody Gakpo, or Gakpo, should I say. Good addition, 23 years of age. Apparently, he's top 3 assists and goals so far this season. I don't know how true that is, but I'm sure somebody tweeted that, or some Stato person did that, which is really good. 37 million with some add-ons. Can play in four positions. So, typical Jurgen Klopp player, versatile, can do more than one thing, which is good. He's not going to be available for Leicester. Obviously, the paperwork has to be all done from January onwards. Everything will be shut on the 1st, probably the 2nd. It'll be the 3rd, and then he's available. Brentford probably not ready for that game, and then he'll probably be available for the Wolves game at in a couple of weeks' time. So yeah, all good news. Come out of the blue, possibly did. I made a mistake. I think I said on my previous one, or the one before this one, this video, that we weren't going to sign anybody in January. I do like to be proved wrong. Thanks, Jurgen. Thanks, Liverpool. Well done for getting this one across the line. A journalist did ask Jurgen in the press conference today about whether there are going to be any further signings. Jurgen says, we discuss these in the boardroom and we don't discuss these in the press room. Spot on. Okay, so nothing is made available in the public eye from Liverpool. They'd like to keep it as stum as they can. So quite happy with the signing. Yes, he's predominantly a forward. We do need a midfielder. I'll stick my neck out again. Will we sign another one? I hope so now. If we've signed one, can we get another one across the line? There's a lot of talk about various players, but let's wait until they've signed before we start making comments. I'll leave it to the journos and the so-called ITKs. I'm not one of those. I don't have my ear to the ground to this journalist or that journalist. You just get it how I see it or what I read about it. So, press conference went really well. Jurgen was quite somber, if I can use that word. He wasn't laughing and joking. He was just concentrating. Questions were asked about, how we're going to see the rest of the season out, and he said we'll do it Liverpool's way. We will do it game by game. 24 games to go, and we know what he meant by that, by saying that Liverpool will push on, and no doubtedly they will push on, which is good to see. And it started with a really good win against Aston Villa. So he was asked about Darwin Núñez. He's quite happy with Darwin Núñez, and why shouldn't he be? I'm quite happy with Darwin Núñez myself. He's creating chances. I said on my last VT, I'd be concerned if he wasn't creating chances. Jurgen said all he's got to do is just speak to the lad. He doesn't speak to him after the game. It's not the right time, but he'll have chats with him rather than do anything on the training pitch. He said he'd be more concerned if he wasn't being able to create those chances or have those opportunities. That's a different kettle of fish. He says he's an exceptional talent. Well, he is. I totally agree with him. We've got him at Liverpool. Some Liverpool fans are thinking that we have made a mistake in him. Well, in life, you take chances. Sometimes the chances don't come good at the beginning, but in the end, you'll realise that the chances do come true, and things happen. So, quite comfortable with him. I'm not too worried about him. I remember Luis Suarez when he first came in January. It was Kenny Dalglish that signed him. He didn't pull up anything, did he? But the following season, bang. Fernando Torres, took him a while to get going. Robbie Fowler, Michael Owen, the list goes on and on and on. The infamous, famous Ian Rush, he was in the reserves for nearly a year before he had his opportunity. So let's just have a bit of faith in the lad, and if he gets a brace against Leicester tomorrow, I'm sure we'll be saying what a great striker he is. Let's not put him on the same pedestal as other strikers in the Premier League. It's just a pointless exercise. It's just a bit of clickbait conversation. It's a conversation that shouldn't be had. We shouldn't be comparing him to anybody else. That's my little message about Darwin put to one side. Jurgen Klopp did say he's an exceptional player, and he is. He has to be if he signs for Liverpool. But yeah, so all good. Jurgen Klopp is wanting Anfield to be rocking tomorrow against Leicester. I hate Leicester, me. I really. I don't hate them. It's a bit too hard. I dislike Leicester. I dislike the supporters. They love the Tories. They sing the national anthem. They sing songs about feed the Scousers. And what kind of image does that have about your club if you sing songs about another club like this? They're really the fan. The vile, the feral, the disgusting. We'll be hearing these songs tomorrow. They'll be singing the national anthem, and whatever. The only thing, one of the reasons I dislike them is they bloody won the Premier League before we did, in that fluke of a season that they had. And believe it or not, this looks like a fluke of a season that's happening now. Can you see the comparisons? On that. So will it cause us any difficulties? Well, Leicester's always caused us difficulties. We've played games where we've absolutely kicked them off the park and not won a game. It's one of those. So they've got injury problems. I watched them the first half against Newcastle, and to be fair, Newcastle battered them. They battered them by playing football. And we know what Brendan Rodgers is like. He likes his teams to play football, but he might shut up shop against us tomorrow. So you might see two banks of 4 on the edge of the box. You might see one up top and one just playing behind him just to feed off and knock the ball over the top. So on saying that, I'd like to see Ibu starting with Virgil. I think Joel might be a bit susceptible to a bit of pace from Leicester's forward line. So yeah, I'd like to see Ibu playing, and plus Ibu's a massive threat at the top of the park as well. And I know people were saying, well, how can you drop Matip after his performance against Aston Villa? True, but we bought Ibu to be, the first choice centre-half with Virgil. So, and to be fair, from what I've heard, he had a really good World Cup in the desert. So, yeah, but I'd like him to be back in. I'd like him to get a good run of games. Joel, he's great to get off the bench and whatever. He could start against Brentford, but I think we need Ibu in this game because of the Brentford game, because of the system that Brentford play with 2 up front, and they've got runners, so we need strength, because they like to hit the ball long. The ball's in the air for quite a bit when you watch Brentford play. So yeah, and then maybe bring Joel Matip back for the Wolves game in the FA Cup. So all good. Injury front wise, I'm not sure about Bobby. Jota's obviously still in rehab. Curtis Jones the same. Luis Diaz, he's obviously a bit away from there. But yeah, Leicester, they've got their own injury problems. No Maddison, he always plays well against us. I think Vardy might play. You know, he always scores against us as well, doesn't he? So yeah, Brendan Rodgers has got to make some decisions coming to Anfield, and you know, one of the reasons Jurgen said in his press conference, he's loving it. It's a night game, and he wants the atmosphere to be rocking to get the lads across the line. Which, as I say, I'm going to the game, so you know, we need to be singing our hearts out for the lads on there. But yeah, hoping Darwin gets a couple. Obviously tomorrow, Mo normally does well against them. So yeah, really looking forward to the game. Full house, under the lights. Not sure what the weather's going to be like. So I won't do one straight after the game tomorrow, as I will be travelling back. So it'll be Saturday at some point. I'll give you my intake from what I'll witness 95, 96, 97 minutes of the game. If you like what I'm doing, please give us a like below. Please send me a comment. Constructive ones, negative ones, please. You know, this is just my way of having a bit of fun on here. Okay, I'm not the ones in the know. I have no idea about transfers or anything like that. As I've admitted to you, I made a mistake from my last VT when somebody asked me, will we make any signings in January, Andy? And I said, I don't think so. How I'd love to be proven wrong and stick my hand up and say, sorry about that one. So before somebody sends me a comment in, will we do a second signing in January? Well, we certainly need a midfielder. That's for sure. So I'm going to stick my neck out on the line here and say we might get something done across the line. Hopefully it won't be in the likes of when we got Arthur across the line lastminute.com at the end of the transfer window. Let's hope it's somebody that wants to come to Liverpool and play for Liverpool Football Club and not be available to 2 or 3 signings. So on that note, enjoy the rest of the evening. Have a boss one, okay, and I'll speak to you on Saturday.